Hey y'all, check out this cool geometry problem. We have a square inside of a 3, 4, 5 right triangle, and we have to find the area. This one's really fun and it has a pretty slick solution. If you want to try it on your own, pause the video right now because we're going to get started in 3, 2, 1. So let's start off by labeling the side of the square S. That means the area of the square is going to be S squared. That's what we need to find, so let's put a box around it and move it to the bottom. Now let's look at the angles inside of our triangle. Since it's a right triangle, we know this is going to be a 90-degree angle, and we'll call the other angles alpha and beta. Now since this is a square, we also know this angle and this angle are going to be 90-degree angles. So we have a right triangle with angles 90, alpha, and beta, and all three of those have to add up to 180. Now let's look at all three of these smaller triangles. In our big triangle, 90 plus alpha plus beta equals 180. So in the smaller triangle, 90 plus alpha plus beta is also going to equal 180. And in this triangle over here, 90 plus beta plus alpha has to equal 180. Now in our last triangle down here, we have corresponding angles here and here. So this has to be alpha. And we have corresponding angles here and here. So this has to be beta. Now all of our triangles have three angles, 90, alpha, and beta, which means they're all similar to our bigger 3, 4, 5 right triangle. Now let's focus in on this triangle down here. The short leg right here is part of the square, so it's going to have a length of s. And let's call the hypotenuse here x. The ratio of the hypotenuse to the short leg is going to be x to s. And since this triangle is similar to the 3, 4, 5 triangle, it's going to equal the ratio of the hypotenuse to the short leg, which is 5 to 3. So x over s equals 5 over 3. We can now solve for x by multiplying both sides by s. On the left, our s's are going to cancel, and we're going to be left with just x. And on the right, we're going to have 5/3 s. So x equals 5/3 s. Let's substitute that in up here. Now we can clean all this up. Now let's focus in on this triangle right here. The length of the hypotenuse is s, and let's call the length of the longer leg y. The ratio of the long leg to the hypotenuse is y over s. And since that's similar to our 3, 4, 5 triangle, which has a ratio of the long leg to the hypotenuse of 4 over 5, y over s is going to equal 4 over 5. We can now solve by multiplying both sides by s. On the left, our s's are going to cancel, so we're going to be left with just y, and on the right, we've got 4 over 5s. So y equals 4 over 5s. Let's substitute that in. Now we can clean all this up. So now this length is 4 over 5s. So now this length is 4 over 5s, and this length is 5 over 3s, but the whole length is 4. So 4 over 5s plus 5 over 3s equals 4. We can use this equation to solve for s. To do that, we'll start by getting common denominators. We'll multiply 4 over 5 by 3 over 3 and 5 over 3 by 5 over 5. That'll give us a common denominator of 15. So we'll have 12 over 15s plus 25 over 15s equals 4. And 12 plus 25 is 37. So we've got 37 over 15s equals 4. We can finish solving this by multiplying both sides by 15 over 37. On the left side, that's all going to cancel and we're left with just s. And on the right side, we'll have 60 over 37. So s equals 60 over 37. Now we're almost done. We have s, but what we need to know is s squared. So s squared is going to equal 60 over 37 squared, which is going to be 3,600 over 1,369, which is approximately 2.63. So the area of the square is approximately 2.63, and that's our final answer. Pretty cool stuff.